What's crack with the people? Anansi here and welcome to the entrance to the castle, where we're going to continue our journey through X Blaze. In the last one, we fought the Dark for the final time and dealt with an obsessed Jay. In this one, we're going to keep going through until we can find Jay, because now it's abundantly clear that Jay is going to be the problem going forward. Now that we're kind of now that we're kind of winding down, now that we're kind of winding down on the adventure, because our adventure is coming to an end with regards to X-Blades, I kind of want to bring up a few things with regards to the story that, if I haven't touched on, I'll probably be touching on again here. If I have touched on again. If I have touched on before, I may be reiterating some of it. But X-Blades is a series that I think, if had a little bit more time to cook, as far as like, development time, and maybe get some like actual combos in, like unique combo animations and the like, it probably would have thrived. It probably would have, well, not thrived, but at least would have been, oh, one of these guys. Okay. But it at least would have gone down as like a cult classic. This is one of those games where you only like it in that teenager sense, that like I have chain lightning. Why am I being stupid about this? In the sense that you basically bought it for the hot girl on the cover, not realizing what you were getting into, and you kind of just begrudgingly like it as a result. It's not terrible. I'm not gonna act like it's like the worst game you could play, but there are significantly better games that you can play if you want a similar experience with regards to playing as a gorgeous badass killing things like Bayonetta. Bayonetta is definitely a much better game series to get into with regards to this kind of combat. Unfortunately, we'll probably never get a sequel to this, because I just don't see Gaijin Entertainment working on this, or South Peak Games for that matter. I don't see it happening. But, for what it was, could have been worse. I have played much worse hack and slashes than this, that are so forgettable. I honestly am kind of struggling to bring the names up. I do remember there was one, I think. It was... these guys are going to town. I get the feeling I'm probably gonna have to run through here to get to a generator, if I had to guess. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I'm like, these guys are really going to town on me. Oh wait, here we go. Here's a crystal. Okay, and now there's one more over here. Oh, they got me locked in here. You clever bastards. But yeah, overall, it could use the X-Blaze could have used with a little bit more like intricate, not character design, but like, what's the word I want to use? But with a little bit more, it could benefit from a little bit more. Sorry, I am all over the place right now. Do ice flower, and we will strap it to the B button. case I need to save myself. But it could have benefited a little bit more from like more combos on it, because right now it has a robust magic system. Well, maybe magic system. It has a robust magic technique system you can pull from to help you out. But the combo list leaves a lot to be desired, because I mean, you see how Yumi has. She has a 4-hit combo that's the same combo all the time, and it doesn't really evolve from there. I mean, yeah, we've got some extra combos here and there. I'm not gonna act like we didn't get it, but in terms of like something robust, nah. Let's see here. Do here, do here. Okay, so we're gonna need to new skills available. I'm sure there are. But right now, I'm kind of focused on something else game. But this is one of those games that kind of came out like around like the Sonic 06 era of games, where it's like there was just this period of time. I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but just like this period of time in like the mid 2000s, where like every bad game that could come out did come out. Like there was Duke Nukem Forever. Fun fact: one of the only 2 games I ever played that I didn't pick up because of the demo. I usually demo a lot. If I could demo a game, that's how I would decide how I was gonna buy it or not, because it's like, hey, it's a short snippet of an experience that I might want to try out. It's actually how I ended up getting Tales of Vesperia, despite the fact that the version of that game that was on the... Now, I have no way to prove this, but... Okay, a bit of a tangent here. But with regards to Tales of Vesperia, I don't really know how to prove this, but that was one of the few games that I'm fairly certain the version that was on the Xbox 360 Marketplace, the demo anyway, was not the version that was released in the West, because in Japan that game got had a release that, okay, how the heck am I missing this? There we go. Die, you stupid spider. Level complete. Cool, now let's go ahead and... Let's see, do I even need to do this anymore? Flash of light. This is our AoE light spell, and I think we have all the techniques. I think, yeah, at this point it's just getting the... Yeah, it's literally just getting the gun skills. So I guess we can try to see how many of those we can get. Because again, you can max out all the skills by the end of the game, but doesn't mean you're probably going to, unless you're doing what I'm doing. That's being obsessively, compulsively breaking everything you can in order to get the skills. Silver artifact piece. Nice, hidden in plain sight. Wait a minute. Did I just hear a... Guess not. Okay. But yeah, with Tales of Vesperia, when you played the game, it had this thing where like certain names and certain characters, certain items would be highlighted in blue. But when you got the actual release on the 360, the Western release anyway, that feature was gone. And when I went to look up videos of Tales of Vesperia back in the early 2000s on YouTube, I came across this video of a pirate girl basically shooting an insect from a specific part of the game, and I'm like, that doesn't happen. It wasn't until I did further research that I realized, oh, this was the PS3 version that had more content in it. The entrance to the castle. You got most everything, but it's fine. And I'm just like, okay, well then why would they release two versions? And this was kind of like my introduction to regional versions of games, where it's like you would get one version in Japan, and then you get another version in America, and depending on which one was released first would be the one that would be what's the one for here? That would be the one with the more robust features and whatnot. So in Tales of Despaire's case, there's like three or four extra boss fights, or a whole extra act of the game that you just don't. Okay, is it just not killing them? Oh wait, I think I remember what I gotta do with this. Okay, let's head up here and see if maybe there's something else I gotta do. No, that's just them, so okay. But yeah, it was the first time I got I saw like regional versions of a game, and I was wondering like why do that. Then I realized that it's like when doing ports and whatnot, certain developers will want to add or fix things or polish up ideas that they couldn't do originally, and that's basically kind of what it was. But so I've completely lost this. I've completely lost this tangent. But yeah, on the demo side, I got Tales of Vesperia, and then I ended up getting the game, and I had fun of it. Ended up being one of my favorite games ever. But Duke Nukem Forever was one of the two games that I demoed that I'm like, I don't want to get this game. The other one being the Ninja Theory's reboot of DMC Devil May Cry, because I just couldn't stand the character. Okay, I am having a moment with these guys. How am I supposed to? Maybe the Mega Shot? Let's see if I can do this like this. No, that doesn't do it. There's a way to kill these guys, and I am completely blanking on it. Doesn't help that I'm doing this on pro mode, so everything's extra hard and everything's extra annoying. Ooh, I got another melee upgrade. And this one is just pure damage. At this point, your weapons do not change physically. You're just getting a damage upgrade. No, yeah, you're getting a damage upgrade, and you're not getting any new skills. So that's basically it. I think at this point in the game, you should have enough upgrades that you're not having to worry about too much. Oh wait, let's try this. Let's try the white shot. See if this helps. Oh, you can use light attacks. Okay, that's my bad. I'm like, I know there's a way to do this. I've done this before. I think that should help. No, that doesn't kill them. Oh wait, I know what to do. Let's try this. Flash of light. Put this on the B button. Let's see how this works. Gotta love the screen nuke. But yeah, no, it was really quiet there. It was Duke Nukem Forever and DMT Democrat. I didn't care for the new Dante. And even then, it wasn't even the new Dante that we got. It was the new Dante that was okay, so a bit of a tangent here, just because at this point I've basically said about as much as I can say about X-Blades. Gonna be honest with you guys. I don't have a whole lot more tips and tricks for you. But with regards to like other games and whatnot, DMC Devil May Cry was one of those weird games where it's like I was interested in the version of the game that Ninja Theory wanted to make, and not the version that Capcom made them put out. Because if you look into the development history of that game, that is an entire gong show right then and there, if you ever get a chance to look into it. But if you look at the original release, they were going for a much darker appeal with that game. Like the Dante that I think Ninja Theory wanted to make was meant to be this really edgy dude with like a really rough childhood. He probably wasn't even meant to originally be a half demon. But, and again, that's a speculation. But okay, so I'm kind of realizing I'm gonna have to kind of give a bit of backstory for my relationship with Devil May Cry. I got Devil May Cry thanks to DMC4. A friend of mine had brought over his copy to play, and we played, and I had a blast with it. I'm like, oh, I gotta pick this up. So I did, and I picked up DMC4 on 360, and then I picked up the DMC collection. Played through all the games except for 3. I still gotta beat 3. But with regards to everything else, I was really into it, and like any other hyperfixation I had, I was like, okay, well, new game got announced. Let's see what it's about, right? Didn't know anything about the development history. Wasn't really looking into trying to figure it out because that wasn't really my business. But I saw the release for it, the pre-release trailers for it, and I'm like, oh, this is a very different take on the character. He looks exceptionally angry. He looks exceptionally edgy. It's like, oh, this is like the edgy phase, I guess. Oh, this is a gold one. I don't think we've ever seen one of these. I don't think they gave you all that much. But if you're a shot here, mega shot. Let's exit out here because I think, guess not. Anyway, I remember thinking to myself, well, this is a very interesting take on the character. Well, let's give it a shot. And apparently there was some online backlash, the Two Towers, that I didn't know about. And so they came through and they changed him around to where he's basically, as if Travis Touchdown actually believed he was all that in a bag of chips, but he was an edgy preteen. I'm like, okay, I don't want anything to do with this nonsense. And I played the demo of that, and they had 2 levels. It was the one level where you're running through a street. I think it was meant to be like the level that showed off the, that meant to show off the, oh, the Fury Shot has a ricochet. Nice. That was meant to show off the, limbo mechanics. Which, not gonna lie, was an interesting concept. And then there was the, Succubus boss fight. And I just remember being exceptionally bored with both of them. But they weren't bad gameplay-wise, you know? Then you get around to the main reason why I didn't care for the game, and that was the character of Dante. I did not care for him. Because he was, in my opinion, unlikable and irredeemable. Even when I looked up a playthrough of the game to see, like, does he advance? Does his character change? By the end of his journey, I still couldn't care about him. So, I feel like I dodged a bullet on that one. Oh, there's one of these. So yeah, I feel like I dodged a bullet on that one. I don't think I'm ever going to pick that game up. And Duke Nukem, you know, I played the Manhattan Project on the PC back in the early 2000s. So I knew who Duke Nukem was, and I remember having fun with Manhattan Project. But, okay, there's got to be a spawner around here. We're probably at the point of the game where we're going to be dealing with a lot of spawners. Am I right? No, no, no. This is, oh no, there's a health bar down there. Okay. Gotta really pay attention to the screen on this game because you can and will get lost in the sauce. And here we go. But yeah, that was one of the few ones that I could play, and I honestly miss demos because if you had demos where you could like have access to early versions of the game, or at least to a snippet of the game to see if you actually want to play it, you would be able to kind of understand, okay, well this is something that I could see myself getting into, you know. I mean, for me personally, I told a lot of my friends, and I think I made this statement on a couple of videos. Some of the best games I played, I originally learned about through demos. Sonic Adventure, Dead or Alive, stuff like that, you know. But they don't do that anymore. There is no incentive to really put out demos because your demo has to be really good for people to want to pick it up. And in some cases, you know, you just put it out for the sheer confidence of it, like the Sonic 06 demo. They put out the Kingdom Valley segment of the game, which was the best playing version of the game, to trick you into thinking the game was actually, you know, functional. Being a Sonic fan I am, I watched all the pre-release trailers of that, of which I watched all the Vic Docs, all that good stuff. And I just remember thinking to myself, well, this isn't too bad, but it's not that great. But yeah, there's no real incentive to put out demos anyway, because most games don't release finished, and almost every game nowadays feels incredibly samey. You know, we don't get, you know, the cell shaded / anime-esque looks that you would get with X-Blaze now. We don't get the hyper stylization of games now. We get a lot more hyper realism in games that kind of suck the fun out of it. So it's one of the reasons why I don't mind coming back to X-Blaze every once in a while, but it's not a game that I will go out of my way to play. Like, it's one of those few games that I have in my collection that, again, I bought for like $5 on a whim, just to see what it was like. And it's like, you know, for $5, you know, I could you can do worse for $5. Oh, we got a whole ass boss in here now. Okay, now I gotta fight this thing. You gotta remember you can't spam your range attacks on this thing because of unless you have, of course, the end all be all, which is the chain lightning ability. All right, when you're in the mode, you have to turn it off if you want to get access to your magic again. How does it feel? How does it feel? But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but it's like I'm half concentrated on this, and I'm half like trying to figure out how to word this properly. It be like this. I feel like gaming would be. I feel like I'd be more confident in the gaming industry nowadays if we saw more games like X-Blades. You know, hyper stylized and, you know, had the polish of like a Bayonetta or something. I feel more confident in the gaming industry than what we have now. But that's not what we get, so it is what it is. Anyway, moving on from there, do you guys have any games that you guys like playing that are like guilty pleasures? They're not really that good, but they're not bad enough for you to like absolutely go, okay, I'm gonna roast the mess out of this now. You know, I mean, that was the whole point of me playing this game. There we go. Oh, did I? Oh, okay, that thing finally died. So now we're on this. Ugh. Okay, and here we go. They are throwing everything at you for this one. Look at all my money. Anything else? Any upgrades? Upgrade the special form, I guess, and that's basically it. We've done everything we can do. Alright, come on now. And bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like we'll probably be in a better spot in terms of the gaming industry if we saw more games like X-Plays, you know, experimental games that are just like either made on a whim or made with some passion. Well, this one didn't have that much passion put into it, if the gameplay's any indication. They probably had an idea for the character design and said, screw it, we're going to go with that. But if we saw more games like this, I feel like we'd probably be in a better spot. As opposed to the constant like arena shooters or live service games, or the games that like have like 7 different features crowbarred into it that were not originally part of the core experience. Mix it up a little bit here. Like how like Fallout 4, you know, you play that game. I mean, I played Fallout 3 for that one. That was my first Fallout game, and you know, you had your repair mechanics to, you know, make sure you were keeping up with your equipment and whatnot in the wasteland. There was an amount of survival. Fallout New Vegas had a hardcore mode, and then Fallout 4 for some reason had Minecraft-esque base building mechanics for some reason. And I'm just like, why do we have this in a Fallout game? And then, you know, you have God of War. I mean, with the new ones, you kind of have to have a similar thing going on, where you have to get material gathering mechanics and whatnot. And granted, those were always in games to a certain degree, but they were mostly like you would find like specific like medallions or items, and it will like give you like an instant upgrade right there. Like, no, you have to go out and find X number of a specific material to get a specific upgrade for maybe like marginal improvement to like your handling or your damage or to your what's it called, or your magic duration, stuff like that, you know. I just kind of miss being able to like find random esoteric items and like go, okay, you collect X number of these, now your health bar increases, or you collect X number of these and now your weapon increases, or you collect enough like spirit orbs and you can just unlock new skills that way, you know. Level complete, finally. Whew. Tell you right now, the boss isn't at the end of this one. Hey. And Hall of Columns. Oh, I didn't. Apparently, there's one artifact back there. I'm not going back for it. Okay, you can only use by shooting to upgraded level 3. Is using shooting upgrade level 3. Press X twice in succession. Oh. Yeah, this is one of those weird moments where I don't know if the developers were really thinking this one through, but it requires that you have a specific upgrade that you're definitely going to have by now. But okay, so this is that weird combo where it's like you have to double, like you have to do 2 successive attacks and then you have to fire in order for you to actually beat the monster. And I'm just like, really? Because I don't think they do it anywhere else in the game but here. And now I don't know which way I came in through. I genuinely don't know which way I came in through. You can get easily turned around inside this room. Nope, not this way. Luckily, you can always turn back. They're not that mean about it. I think the idea is that if you accidentally come here and you don't have the shooting level 3 upgrade, you can always run back to get the upgrade. But we've maxed out everything, and I'm swimming in dough. Oh, there we are. Okay. Once again, always look for the sparkling gate entrance.
You can't stop me! Nothing can stop the dark!
But still, I'll try.
The dark is even beyond death's reach!
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Then try!
And here we are, the finale, as the game says. The only way you're defeating Jay,
I am the solution to every problem in this decaying and pointless world.
so like with the previous Jay fight, he can only be damaged through fire and light.
Look at me and the future I can bring forth.
But he does pack a punch. One of his most dangerous moves is that spike ability. It will like this is probably where we're going to go ahead and skip this. You don't have to work. You're lucky you don't have to watch that every single time. But his most dangerous ability will be his spike ability. You want to try to be airborne when he does it. It's fairly easy to see when he's going to do the move.
You cannot win! With every passing moment, my power increases!
You want to try to be in the air when he does this move. So, okay, let me organize my thoughts here. Obsessed J has 3 moves. My bad. He has 4 moves. He has his basic 2-hit combo that he's used the entire game, even when he wasn't obsessed. And he has the spike floor move, which I think is meant to be like a twisted reference to how you two first met. And then he has this oh, never mind. He has a 5th one. I don't recall him ever using that one. Okay, that's on me. Okay, let's try to keep an eye on him. I'm probably gonna die here again.
We were once friends. Look inside yourself and you'll remember.
She says that she dies. Okay, so he has his basic 2-hit combo. He also has the ability to speed himself up. He has a spiked floor ability, and he also has he also has a he also has his dark ball ability and a fire shockwave ability. If you really want to try to like outpace him with regards to his speed, his speed ability, using the light form helps because it gives you infinite magic, or the bare minimum. It gives you it makes it where your magic abilities don't cost nearly as much. So as you see, I can kind of spam light ray at him and effectively make him a joke.
Fighting the world? Is there anything more absurd?
Oh, well, I ran out. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to, assuming that I still have my light form now. No, I'm all out of light form. Okay. I believe, yeah, your light form comes up with combos. So what you want to do is you want to basically kind of build up your light form through comboing him. Which is easier said than done. Luckily, you can kind of stun lock him. You kind of stun lock him like this, and then what you want to do is you want to. Oh, I'm gonna really get it here.
Can't you see that you're nothing but a tool of the darkness?
Okay. So you want to try to get your alternate form gauges up as much as you can. And then try to combo him into oblivion. Because you can get a lot of damage off doing this. Ooh. Try to be close to him when he's doing that, so that way he'll be kind of locked into his like combo animation. And then you can effectively keep him stun locked while you watch his attack animations. Okay, turn it off right now. Okay. You want to be close enough to really see what he does. And here we go. Just keep pelting him. Just keep pelting him.
Stop it. No matter who wins, we both lose.
Turn that off right now.
You're a slave of the dark. Why can't you understand that?
When I am finished, good and evil will cease to exist.
And that's X-Blades. That's literally it. Jay, and I completed it on promo, so finally unlocked that achievement. But, and yeah, there's no real credits for it unless I go in and select the credits. But here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to load up. Let's see here. I'm going to load up the yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and load up my normal playthrough, and I want to show you the dark ending so you get an idea of what it looks like. Actually, no, wait. Oh, I'm not close to. I know we're close to where I can actually beat this. So what I'll do is in post, I'll go ahead and play through to where I need to get to do the dark ending, and then I will put the dark ending at the end of this. But the dark ending, for those of you, actually, we're going to play the credits so we can at least have that going. So the dark ending of okay, let me rephrase that. The light ending shows Ayumi being consumed by the light, cleansing the world, and at the end of it, we see that Jay is saved. While we get a dramatic camera zoom off into the sunset, right? That's it. It's really not that climactic of an ending, especially for the boss fight that you have to go through. If you play this on normal mode and you do what I just showed you, Jay goes down in like 5 seconds. It's not even a contest. As a matter of fact, I was going to split this into two parts, but honestly, I knew that I was basically done. It would have been a 15-minute part. I didn't want to waste your guys' time like that. So, bolted it onto this one. But in the dark ending, which again, you can only get the dark ending by fully upgrading the dark powers that you're giving at the start of the game. In the dark ending, Jay dies and Ayumi has a freak out. And it's like a 5-second cutscene. Like, it literally isn't anything. at all. Whereas this one, you get kind of more to it. So clearly, they put more effort into this one. Norman, Matt as Jay, Chandra Shot, and someone else as I don't know who. But, oh, these must be the German actors, my bad. No, wait. Oh yeah, these are different actors for each of the characters. But what I'm getting at is that this is one of those games where it's like, it actively punishes you for exploring the full length of your skill tree early on. Now, granted, the dark powers that you get aren't really worth it. The dark form is literally the dark version of the ray of light. Like, if my memory serves correct, the dark powers only have 3 power sets. You have your basic attack, your basic projectile attack. There is a dark AoE, but then the dark form is a screen nuke. Like, again, and I'll probably show this off in a bonus video later on down the road. But again, dark mode has its area of effect, which again attacks certain people in a area around you, and then the actual dark form is a screen nuke. It's not even like one of those situations where it's like it actively gives you like enhanced speed and enhanced strength or whatever. No, all of that's in the light form. The dark form is literally just a screen nuke. Like, it kills everything on screen at once. I think with the sole exception of bosses and the spawners, those I think you have to I think you actually have to, use it multiple times on. Now I'm actually looking at this screen. I'm getting a lot of Prince of Persia Warrior of N vibes from this screen, from this rotating screen. But yeah, with that being said, our time with X-Blaze has come to an end. Join me next time for, I don't know what we'll be doing next, but it's gonna be a blind playthrough. I can tell you that right now. As you know, I actually can't tell you that right now because I still haven't had it planned out yet. Oh man, my mouth signing checks it cannot cash. But it's either going to be a blind playthrough or it's going to be a playthrough of something that I know very intimately. So we'll go from there. I've been Anansi. You've been awesome. This has been X-Blades. Deuces. Hey, so this is Anansi and post-editing. Remember how I said that I was going to probably start up another game and get to where I needed to get to show off the bad ending? I completely forgot that X-Blades had a scene viewer. If you go to the diary option, you get to view every cutscene in the game, and you even get little blurbs in the bottom where Ayumi herself is talking about the experience that she went through during the cutscene itself. So instead of doing an entire playthrough to get to the dark ending, we're just going to play the dark ending from here. I also need to reiterate, because I've seen this kind of go around on the internet for a little bit, you do not have to use any dark magic whatsoever. It is specifically if you unlock the dark form is how you get this ending. Because I have done playthroughs where I've used the dark bolt, or the dark projectile, and the dark AoE. It still got the good ending. Anyway, enjoy.
If only I could start over. I find another way. I would have done something different.